All right.
All right.
All right.
How are we
All
doing?
right. Hey, did you enjoy France and the Germans? How loud's that?
It's well loud. I did enjoy it. It was good. My vet didn't come in the slightest.
Only saw the second half. I'm going to give you fully formed opinions on that.
Paul Pogba was mint.
Yeah.
Really good.
Saw a lot
Kante,
of memes.
very good.
Memes about him.
He's just mint.
Saying, it's got Kante playing next to him, not Fred. Of course he's mint.
Well, yeah, that's
Made
the
Danny
thing.
Drinkwater look world class, that Kante
He
fella.
did. He's really good, Paul Pogba. Tell you who else was really good for him tonight?
Griezmann.
Tell you who else was really good? Varane, who we'll talk about later, because this is the transfer show. And we talk about all things transfers, don't we, Stephen? All the transfers that are going to happen, might not happen, and definitely won't be happening.
Started with definitely won't be happenings.
Well, yeah, we actually are,
me.
actually. That is where we are going to start tonight. We're going to start with Cristiano Ronaldo. Of course we are.
I wouldn't put it in the definitely
It's
not.
not definitely not happening, but Cristiano Ronaldo today has spoken about...
I have spoken!
He has spoken! We've not really introed either. We're just here, talking, football.
Hi. Stephen, Alex,
Hi.
transfers,
Yeah.
Savit.
Cristiano Ronaldo has broken his silence today. It's his press conference pre-game. He got asked a little bit about what happened. And he just said, it doesn't really matter where I go. I'm going to play football. I'm going to score some goals. That's about it. He essentially said,
You're not wrong.
I'm not that bothered, really. He said, I'm at Juventus now. I'm not 18, 19. I'm 36 years old. Still scoring goals for Portugal today. He wasn't his best. Still scored 2. That's not a bad thing to do. DOS goals. He said, I'm not that bothered. I might be transferred. I might be staying. Look, being serious, he's not going to get transferred to somewhere a bit shit, is he? He's going to go to United, PSG.
There's realistically 2 teams in the world to take him. He ain't going to the Hungarian Premier League.
He's not.
He ain't going back to Portugal. I think he's already come out and said, not yet on that. Which suggests that it is a pathway that he's looking to link up with, maybe 2 moves down the line. You're looking at... I probably wants to go Germany.
Yep.
Don't think anyone in Germany would have him. Don't think... I mean, I'm sure they would, but I don't think... He doesn't suit any of those transfers for me.
No. Then
you've got France. Him linking up with Neymar and Mbappe makes all the sense.
That does make a lot of sense.
He ain't going back to Spain because of Real Madrid. I don't think he comes back to England unless it's with United.
Yep.
And I do think United's board's daft enough to go, go on then, fuck it.
It is, because after everything that's gone on this year, all the protests and stuff, all the Glazers going, let's do something that fixes things.
If they're smart.
And
they've got to be at least somewhat smart.
And also, there isn't ever going to be a time where you're going to get someone of that kind of transfer for what could be like 30 million quid, 40 million quid. So the Glazers, who are all about, do you know what, spend money on wages, because it doesn't really matter, we can fix that over the year. Let's spend 30 million on Cristiano Ronaldo.
Firstly, as well, apologies everyone. A fever is shagging my face at the moment.
Yeah.
So I am going to be doing a lot of that. So sorry.
You're
not as annoyed as I am about it.
I reckon they might be towards the end of it, especially if you listen on headphones.
Fucking roll with it. Anyway, so do you know what's very Glazer-like though?
Go on.
We need centre half, centre mid, right wing. We don't need an old striker. And they go, we just signed up Cavani.
Let's give you another one.
There's another one. And we go, cool, where's Sancho? And he go, we got you Ronaldo.
That's definitely a Glazer thing to do, isn't it?
And we're like...
Completely a Glazer thing to do.
Wait, so you're not going to buy us anyone else? And be like, we got you Ronaldo.
Yeah, we're mint. Don't worry about the people you actually need. We've given you...
Because they literally just got
hero.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady is Ronaldo, isn't it? American football style. Steady.
The only thing with that is that Tom Brady is one of those players that's functional and fits in. If this was like he won them stuff, Ronaldo doesn't.
No, but I'm saying
win us stuff.
In their heads,
it is Tom Brady. Yeah, it is. That's the kind of route they go down. What do you reckon? Do you reckon there's a chance?
I reckon there's a very small chance because I think they're dumb. And this is a dumb guy thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
If you're planning a team, you go, do you know what? We had that. It was great. We loved it. He's an icon. We got to make a new one. That's what we should be doing.
Start again.
Maybe Jadon Sancho is that guy. But I can see them going, fuck it. Let's get him instead.
Someone said
you're not getting Jadon Sancho.
Someone says it's pre-recorded, not live. It's definitely live, and there's a super chat there. But
how would I know what score the German game was?
But all of a sudden, this started not giving me comments. So we fixed that now, and Brandon Pollock put a super chat in there. Thank you very much.
If this was pre-recorded, I would know that Germany didn't win 5-0.
It's impressive if we'd done that. Steve, I've been trying to catch and ask if you've ever had OFTD rum.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
Send us a link. We will probably have a look at it and potentially buy it and put it over there.
I mean, to be fair,
you've got everywhere else.
We're nearly 100 bottles deep over there, so.
Also, I still believe Camavinga and Zakaria as the signings, I guess. Camavinga would be a very good signing, I think, as a
player.
Younger player coming through. It's still there's always a bit of a risk though with those kind of players that are coming from a league that's not quite the same standard. Look at Renato Sanchez. Everyone went mad over him. Went absolutely crazy.
He was gash in England.
He was woeful.
But he's gone away now.
Went to Lille, did very well. And he's going to be playing with Angel Gomez next year as the champions of France and in the Champions League in Pot 1. So they've done all right.
Yeah.
So they've done very, very well.
And a guy couldn't hack it at Swansea.
Did he get relegated? Or I don't even think he got to relegated because I think they got rid of him.
He was shit.
He was.
Oh, fuck me, my nose, man.
He's going to be doing this. So we're going to be complaining about hay fever. But moving on from
It came in with a vengeance today.
It did. All of a sudden. But anyway, here we are. We do transfer stuff. Trying to figure out to turn the volume down off this and make sure it doesn't go off again. But that's going up, so we're not doing that. Because for some reason, the live chat's not working.
Samsung and an iPad case.
It is Samsung and an iPad case. But let's move on to the next one. The lad that we all want to talk about, because it's always the man to talk about. You've mentioned him. Jadon of Sanchez. Here he is. And today, Patrick Berger, friend of the channel, been on, has said...
Not my mate.
Not your mate. Friend of the channel, though, as a whole, because he's been on the Tier 1 Transfer Podcast.
Friend of Jay's, not a friend of mine.
Friend of Jay's. Just like Sir Alex Ferguson. I'm trying to read that, but Steve's going to read that quote. This is what Patrick Berger
he says, Jadon Sanchez, of course, is not getting cheaper for Manchester United, even though he was left out of the England squad versus Croatia. Excuse me. Maybe have it on me while I'm talking.
There we go, he's sorted it.
They still want 90 million as a euros as a guaranteed sum. There was a first MUFC offer, not a formal bid. Right, how's that work?
I have no idea.
Is that like slid across the table in a napkin? Open it up.
No.
70 mil? No.
That's not the answer. I don't know. How does that... I don't get how that works.
How do you accept... If it's not a formal bid, is it an accidental bid? Did we accidentally bid 70 million? Oh, shit, no. Oh, never mind.
Have they kind of gone...
70 now,
I'm going to say 70 million, but I don't mean it. I don't mean it. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. No, I don't, mate. What are you doing? That's the whole... This is what's crazy about Manchester United transfers, is that there's some ridiculous things that happen. And you've gone through it about 1,000 times where they've gone, what you need to spend is this much. This is how much we need for it. Well, what about that? No, I've told you this. Just pay us that money now.
Listen,
what about that?
Here's how much I want, and here's how much I want it by. After that, you can fuck off. And they go,
no.
Yeah, we'll see. And then ring you up a fortnight after that and see if you fancy selling. And they'll be like, no, you dick.
I don't get it. Just pay the money for him and get it done.
Imagine walking into your corner shop. How much is that paper? 60p. What about if I give you 30p now? And then if I read the whole paper, I give you another 20p.
And if the paper becomes the best paper in the world...
I give you another 10p.
And you
can give me 60p or fuck off, mate. How's that sound?
Just dead simple. Now, I can kind of see them stretching this one out a little bit because... Is it the Euros? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but England are going to be out in a week, so who gives a fuck?
They're not. They're going to get through. They beat the hard team. They got Scotland this weekend. I'm sure that'll be fine.
When's the first second round game, Coloom?
17th of June. No, that's next. That's this week. 22nd of June, I believe, is the first.
That's when we're out.
That when you're out. Is that how long it's going to last?
If we come up against that French team, or even the Germans...
See, I think we beat Germany. I think we can beat Germany.
France didn't even score past them today.
They kind of did.
They didn't.
The foot off the gas a little bit.
Hummels scored against them.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. They're just calming down. CJ Legend put a super chat in. Howson, according to Romano, Saul...
Like I haven't fucking seen it.
Of course he's seen. We'll be getting to this. He's talking about Saul rumours. He will be leaving Atletico in the next few weeks. We'll be getting to that very shortly. I've got to just ease Mr. Howson in.
I also picking up in the morning.
Gets really, really excited if we talk about Saul Niguez.
Fucking well good,
so we can't do that straight away.
Listen, some of us just got our favourite players. With some people, it's fucking Anthony Martial, and I have no idea why.
But yours?
Mine's Saul at the moment, as a non-United player.
Is he your favourite non-United player in the world?
Right now, that I enjoy watching,
yeah.
Kante might be in there, you know.
Kante's up there. He's very good at all things football. Does everything really well.
I like Kante a lot.
He is very... I'm trying to think who else mine would be. I mean, Ronaldo's got to be still up there, as just because it's Ronaldo still. And he annoys people because he was shit today and still scored twice. And everyone just says he's the best ever after today. And you're like, well, no, he was a bit shit today.
Well, it was with Sterling the other day. For me, it was the one that was coming off. It was a man of the match. What?
I didn't get that argument. I started watching you arguing with one of Manchester United England's greatest defenders about who was man of the match.
Joe's great though.
But I agree with you, which
For
is
some
bad.
reason, he listens to my opinion and goes, "Shut up, you fucking widge." Because he should, shouldn't he?
Should do, yeah, he should just
He
go,
should. He'd
"No,
just
you're
go
wrong."
like, "How many games you play for England? Shut the fuck up."
Yeah, I was right. Raheem Sterling's good. You're wrong. But I thought he had a bit of a nothing game. To be fair, everyone kind of had a bit of a nothing game. But
In the forward lines.
at the same time, players like Sterling, you need them to take a chance. He made a good run on.
I think you could have easily improved on him with Jadon Sancho, possibly even Calvert-Lewin and Marcus. Marcus didn't do anything when he came on.
And Jack Grealish as well.
And absolutely. I thought it goes without saying Jack Grealish. In fact, Jack Grealish might be one of my favourite players to watch at the moment.
I would want to say that, but because I really think he's going to go Man City, I don't want to say it anymore.
Yeah, him and Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Just got to pray it upsets the apple cart.
Yeah. But I'm just watching Jack Grealish at the minute. I love watching him.
Fucking nose.
Love watching Jack Grealish, but I just do not want to say how good he is because
He's belting. And let's hope that he gets to City and he goes, "Okay, now pass." And he's like,
No, we don't do that.
"What?
No, we don't do that.
Pass it?" Fucking think so, son.
So we're talking about the Sancho stuff. We are talking a little bit there about the bids and the structure and all that. One of the other things is that people never take into any considerations with all this kind of stuff is replacements and things like that. Now, this isn't really Manchester United transfer news, but it looks like, this is from Build, that they've come up with their replacement, which is Daniel.
That's always a part of a transfer.
Of course it is. Especially when they're going, give us a second, let us sort this first. And Depay was, there was one thing last summer that Depay was maybe on the way to Dortmund, and that was going to be the key to it all. That never happened. It looks like now maybe Depay was going, if I have a year here, I'm going to play Barcelona. And I don't really need to, I shouldn't be playing at Barcelona because I'm not at that level. But I can probably get there on free. Koeman's there, maybe weirding me up.
Koeman wanted him at Everton.
Exactly. So there's all sorts going on there. He's ended up there. But now, Daniel Malan tops the list of transfer replacements and looking like that could happen. Which again, there could be a bit of a chain of events there. That kind of gets done in principle. United then go, there you go, there's the money, go and get all this done, finished. And that really, really might be the key to it. You look at the Harry Maguire transfer, now I do think United dragged the feet a little bit in that. But they were waiting as well for Lukaku to get out the door. There was a cash flow issue. They needed that guarantee of that cash coming in before he can go. Lukaku took some problems because he was on pre-season, not in the right place. Inter Milan were going through everything they were going through.
Lukaku as well, right? In pre-season, we went to go and watch training at the Wacker.
Yeah.
Everyone come out in the training kit and stuff like that. Lukaku's looked like it was covered in jizz.
Sorry.
It was filthy. And the only thing I could think was, has he had a bit of a before he's come out here or what? Because
Is that all it was? Is that all, yeah, just thinking.
like there's what is it, Vicks
It's a lot of Vicks.
in the Wacker?
It's a lot of Vicks. Why
Don't
do you
need
need
Vicks in that weather.
No, you don't. Definitely not.
I was like, what's going on here, son?
Or maybe they just stopped cleaning it.
Fully tossed it off.
Fully
Tossed it
Fully
off.
tossed it off. But
Because they kept filming him just being on a bike because he weren't playing, remember?
yeah. Injured. There's a lot of that.
Anyway.
Lots of that. Maybe that's something with Sancho because he wasn't even in the squad at the weekend. Maybe they just kind of.
Filthy it was.
Maybe the Sancho thing is maybe he's not playing for England right now because there is this family going on. Maybe there's some dotting T's and crossing I's and all that kind of
Bollocks
stuff.
though, innit? Because honestly, he's done his part.
Well, he's got to say, yeah, I'm going.
Supposedly
does this.
agreed it last year.
And he's got to do this.
Yeah. The conversation between a fella in Dortmund and a fella in Manchester. And then what happens after that is they go, we've done it to his agent, and he goes, sound.
So.
It's not going to be in Jason's head at the minute.
No, not in the slightest. So, again, this is the news that's coming through today from Build. Build are pretty good, usually not too bad, especially anything around the German stuff. Saying that Daniel Malan from PSV. My other question is, why don't we just go for him? Because Dortmund are pretty good at spotting someone that's pretty cheap, goes in there, is min, and everyone wants to send 60 million on him, 70 million on him. Why aren't we
How much
the
is
ones
Bellingham
sending
going to cost after this?
ridiculous amounts? He's 17 and one of the best midfielders around at the minute in that kind of role. In terms of someone that can defend, get forward.
Well, he's not Saul Niguez, but right.
He's not Saul Niguez. Okay, maybe he's not Saul Niguez. A lot of people still asking, is Steve ill?
Yeah.
He's got hay fever.
Plants are fucking my face.
Yeah. People not very happy with you having doing all that kind of stuff. Sniffing on camera. But
what do you want me to do? Look at the state of my nose. It's shiny.
It is. It is. What you do? Put some Vicks around the edge of it. And it's catches
some Vaseline, I believe.
Vaseline, that's one. Put it around there. That'll catch the pollen.
Do my fucking head in. Honestly, I was on the phone to camp on the way after training. Had a fucking sneezing fit.
Mark Sports Super and thank you for being you, is his quote. He's not said that, we said that. Sander Berge as a cheap DM. You want to read that?
Yeah. He's not a bad player.
He's not a bad player, but the problem is... Reading? How you doing?
Someone says, Alex, do you go to the Exchange, keep your gym? Always see you in there.
I do.
Well, if you always see him in there, of fucking course he does.
That's me. Come say hello, always. Sander Berge, again, an option, cheap option. A lot of pressure for one of them players coming into it as well. I think the whole point is that we've done those kind of signings. We've done the little bit of a risk. Harry Maguire's potentially up there with a little bit of a risk. The Aaron Wan-Bissaka's of this world, bit of a risk at that kind of price. Younger player coming through. Maybe even your Bruno's was a little bit... You need people you know are going to go, there you go, get plugged in.
People who walk in go, I'm first choice, mate.
Yeah.
Varane goes, yes, you are.
Yeah. Sancho, I'll play.
Literally, like when we signed Pogba, Lukaku, that's sort of the guy walks in and he goes, hiya.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm in charge.
Yeah.
And you go, yes, you are. Yeah.
And we need 2 or 3 of them right now to get that in.
No
And
doubt.
speaking of...
Like Jadon Sancho.
Yeah, Jadon Sancho. And speaking of that kind of player, this is the time you've all been waiting for, Steve. We're going to talk about him. Saul Niguez.
Oh, you little motherfuckers that saying he's not a number 6.
Go on.
This guy can play whatever the fuck he wants in midfield. It's like Ander Herrera, right?
Yep.
Ander Herrera started life out as a number 10.
Yep.
For Bielsa's Bilbao.
Yep.
Might have heard of him. Mm-hmm. Look at the job he did on Hazard.
Mint.
Number 10s aren't doing that. Saul is a similar sort of thing. Not the same, but he's similar. He's got traits that are similar. He's got the ball-playing ability, like a Michael Carrick, that incisive pass. He's got the range of passing. He's got the different style of passing. He's got the ability to take the ball under pressure, turn into pressure, and advance the ball up the pitch. People think being a number 6... Kante's changed the game because he's fantastic, right? People think that being a number 6 is all about just fucking mullering dudes. They thought that when Roy Keane was, I think. Mm-hmm. Then we got Michael Carrick in. Now, you've got the likes of Neves is more typical of what, say, Carrick was. Saul can do it. Just because he doesn't do that job for Atletico Madrid at the moment, doesn't mean that he can't do that. He can do that. And for all the people going, oh, he don't even play for Spain. Neither does De Gea and you love him.
Neither does Sergio Ramos.
Yeah, and neither did Mata or Herrera. And Cantona didn't play for fucking France either very often.
It's not all. The one thing about Spain at the minute is they're very much doesn't like any Madrid players. He's not got any Real Madrid players in the squad.
There's quite a few Atletico players in there, because Koke's playing, and a lot of people are going, why would you sign him when you got Koke? To be fair, Koke's a fucking top baller as well.
I'd love them both, but we're not going to get that.
And for some reason, and I don't know the reason why, he hasn't played a lot this season, and he's up for sale. Cool. Sometimes people are not having someone, get that person. So I'm going to sneeze again. Get off me.
Get off me. I'll talk about it. So this is from Fabrizio Romano, who has tweeted saying that Atletico Madrid have signed a replacement from Udinese. Let me get that person right before I move on from that. But essentially, that replacement has meant that Saul Niguez is going to be able to leave Atletico Madrid. A lot of potential suitors is the quote. There's all sorts of people around them.
Look who he was being linked to. Bayern München. You've heard of them?
Yeah, they're good.
They're all right.
Yep.
Paris Saint-Germain.
Yep.
City.
That would annoy me. I can't go to City. I don't want him to do that.
Do you know how much I'm going to cry? Man tears, if he does.
If he's there in a bright blue shirt, you'll cry. You would be crying.
On a serious note, because we know all the Spanish lads hang around here, I'm going to fucking bump into him, aren't I? A word.
I
loved you fuck.
There's literally been news articles written about you coming to Man United because I got so excited. That's why that's been a whole thing. And you have gone to... You
fucked it, you bastard!
I think Bayern does sound... It sounds like a very Bayern thing to do, especially if it's a good price, because they're good at that. Just getting decent price, that kind of
But do you know what I mean? He's not being linked with no disrespect, Udinese.
No.
He's being linked with
Rodrigo de Paul, who's gone from Udinese, and deal almost done. That's who's kind of opened things up. Do you know what I mean?
He's being linked with the biggest clubs and City. You know what I mean? He's not being linked with shit teams.
No, he's not. Chris Moreira saying should just pay full price for Sancho and ask for right to match on Bellingham for doing so. I don't quite know what that means, but we're not. Even if we're not going to get Bellingham. I think that ship has sailed, especially not anytime soon. And I do think he'll be in the brackets of the Paul Pogba.
His old fella played a blinder there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Because he was coming to United for what was admittedly eye-watering amounts of dosh.
Yeah.
But he probably wouldn't have played. He'd probably been fully Donny van de Beek this season.
Oh yeah.
Is that? Can we make that? Is that
Donny
a phrase
van de
now?
Beek. Right, sure.
Shirts available in the shop. Links in the description. You've also got Donny van de Beek here, who didn't play a lot, admittedly. I think he'd have got that treatment, more or less. And he's gone to Dortmund and he's played football.
Yes.
Jadon Sanchez could have been another Iheanacho. Top player. Pep don't play him.
And it's simple as that. But
I mean, Foden, he's only just started playing.
Exactly. And even still, we were talking about this before because we watched Bernardo Silva this year, who again, talking about players that I like that don't play for United, and probably only say, I'm a big fan of Bernardo Silva. I think he's quality. But he's not played a lot this year. De Bruyne hasn't played a lot this year. Foden hasn't. They've got loads of them that haven't played a lot because they've got fucking loads of them.
Like, we was talking about Sané before and was like, Sané's a bit shit, innit? Like, he's got a nanny vibe about him.
But you just need a moment for City, especially in that kind of setup.
Yeah, but that was a 40, 50 million pound signing for Pep that went tits up. He's had more of them than he's had of Diaz's.
He has, but they're in the position where they can do that, where they can sign a few players at 50 million quid.
Yeah, and
rotate them in.
Sit on them for 3 years like they did with Stones.
Mendy as well. Mendy was so poor, but because you got Zinchenko in at the same time, you even signed Angelino.
Laporte was king shit last year.
Gone.
Fucking
done,
right.
Finished.
Sit down there, son.
It is.
Put that bib on.
All. I mean, that's what you're competing with. I had not an argument. I had a discussion with a City fan who said about changing Solskjaer. You need to change all. He said, doesn't fix us. Us getting a different manager in doesn't get to where you are. You are at the level where you've got 2 players per position.
Yeah.
A very good level. The reason you won the league this year...
City's second team come top 4.
The reason they won the league this year and could have won a treble, but they didn't because they lost the final against Chelsea, bottled it.
Saw that.
Yeah. The reason they did that is because they've got loads of players. Loads of players. And in this mad season where people getting injured, people were playing through it, there was no change. You couldn't change your system because you had no time in between. You didn't have the usual 2-week breaks that they started adding into the season. You weren't getting a week off here and there.
No, and they also tossed a game off against Everton.
They did toss a game off against Everton for COVID reasons.
COVID with 3 players. You've got 400 players. What are you talking about?
So all these different facts that came in. The fact is they had loads of players and they could rest people and they could rotate things. And when things weren't going right, just play him instead. And they lost De Bruyne.
And when it comes to the crunch...
Then you play your one team.
Well, Pep overthinks it and fucks it up.
Yeah, he does.
He wants to be seen as... He's got the easiest job in football. All he had to do there for the final was go best 11, get out there and go do it.
Yeah.
And they probably would have done it. But he wanted to overthink it. He wanted people to go, wow, look at what Pep did.
Yeah.
The easiest thing he could do, get out of his own fucking way and just let them play football, and they'd have fucking moonwalk.
I mean, I'm not being funny. Start your captain. That's kind of that's the first one.
Play a forward.
Play a forward.
Play a defensive midfielder.
You don't even need that.
Just don't play tons of 10s.
No, don't just do that. Caleb said, where do you rate Milan Skriniar to Varane or Pau Torres? Scored a goal yesterday for Slovakia. They looked all right.
I think all of them come in and start, and so whatever's left, get one. Just get one.
I had this chat with Jay.
You also had fucking Lindelof getting man of the match, by the way.
Yeah.
Although he was in a team that was fully dominated.
Yeah. I had this chat with Jay last time I did this about Pau Torres. Do you think Pau Torres is... We mentioned those players that come in and go, give me the... I'm starting now. Do you think Pau Torres is that? Because I think obviously Varane is. Varane clearly is.
Varane is.
He's coming on alongside... Even if he says, fuck off Harry Maguire, he's the main man.
But United can't afford to do that.
No, they can't. But,
so it's, hi Harry Maguire, so I'm your partner.
Here's Varane and Harry Maguire. But even still, do you think Torres does that? Do you think Pau Torres comes in and does that? Do you think he goes, I'm going to partner here? Or do you think that... I said, if you sign Pau Torres, I still reckon I'd put a bet first week of the season on that Lindelof and Maguire are your starters.
Probably not a bad bet, to be honest.
Because I don't think he just walks in and is
It's not Ramos, is it?
No, it's not. It's
like
not.
Ramos walks in, moves someone's shit out of the way in the changing room, puts his own up, and no one says anything to him, even if it was Ollie.
Lindelof's there with him in his hands going, where do I go with this now?
Someone's gone, you put all your shit in the bin, and he's gone.
Sound. Now I can do that.
Sad.
Yeah.
Because what are you going to do? And that, fundamentally, is the problem, is that we haven't got anyone that'll throw someone else's shit in the bin.
And we're going to talk about
Your
Varane.
fucking poo, get out.
Talk about Varane right now, and Raphael Varane showing interest in PSG, innit? This has happened all over again. It happened last... You had Ramos, it was all this talk, he's coming and all this kind of stuff, and all of a sudden, the really obvious thing that we were waiting to happen happens. And this time, it wasn't new contracts, it was the ones in France that have got loads of money go, there you go, come when you come.
The thing with Varane is, it did actually feel like he was going to leave, but it never actually felt like it was too United. He's like, I think I said it on Transfer Review either last week or the week before, now would be a real good time to see some fucking photos of him when he was 9 in a United kit. Like, surface out of nowhere. That's the kind of thing that you sort of see in these transfers, don't you? Like, you saw it with, remember when Schweinsteiger just pulled, look at that, there's me at fucking 11 in a United kit.
And it all starts to make a little bit of sense. But you're right, it didn't really feel like that with Varane. Unless there
Felt like he'd move, but it didn't think it'd be like to the 0161.
There was never like, oh, here's loads of pictures of me and Paul Pogba at training. You know, like Sancho and Rash. The Sancho Rashford stuff now. Rashford posting it, England doing it, the management company posting, retweeting, stuff like that. It's all a little bit of, we've seen this, we see it's going to happen, it's looking like it's going to happen, let's tease it a little bit, we know what they're doing. There wasn't any of Paul Pogba sharing a picture of Varane, or United sharing the picture today of Varane and Pogba as they're starting today. There was never anything like that. There was nothing being teased about he fancies this. And
there was some talk that United fancied him.
Of course they do.
But
why wouldn't you?
But
you watched him today. Fucking mint.
But of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
But really? Yeah. One of the best centre-halves in the world, you fancy him? Yeah. But really?
Yeah. He scored. He's won 4
So
Champions
the foot
League.
starts for them then? Marquinhos, Kimpembe, Varane?
Not even Marquinhos. Don't give me. Marquinhos is Brazilian, that's why.
For Paris?
For Paris. Oh, right, yeah. Can we get one of them instead? Take Marquinhos off him. Or Kimpembe.
Rio's been talking about Marquinhos a lot. Ooh. Like, a lot. To the point where you're like, what do you know?
Well, there's something for you. Maybe that's the little chain of events that happens, but I don't think it.
Because it's like, we never linked with him.
No.
So, what's happening there?
There's Rory.
When people say to him, like, oh, who's like, people say to him, like, oh, who do you think United should get as a thing here? He's just on it, Marquinhos all the time. And I go, well, yeah, good defender. I don't really see it for it to be that close to you fucking front of your mouth.
Rory said that. Super chat. If Varane goes PSG, do you think they're keeping both Marquinhos and Kimpembe? Would we take either? Probably. You're right, they're both very good. Kimpembe's the obvious one to stay because I've just watched them play together tonight and it fits and does quite well.
All right.
They do all right.
To be fair, they did all right because Germany have got less forwards.
They've got players that look like they can play forwards, maybe, but they just don't
like
like building
Muller.
strikers.
You're not forward. He's like Muller's literally is Muller. Like,
what is Muller, by the way? I've still not quite.
He's a really good footballer.
Just doesn't fit anywhere. Just
he's almost like
goes
Rooney.
Wherever.
Although Rooney was better as a 9, out and out, but Muller just does his own thing. Where's he play? Better the right, kind of, in the middle, up front.
In the 10. Not in midfield, but a striker.
But yeah, sometimes on the halfway line.
He's just an odd player. But yeah, I mean that one in that centre back partnership there. That's what you've just. It's not my phone, hasn't it? It's not good. We'll end up with Mings. I hope not. I really hope not. Let's not do that.
Craig says Muller's a yoghurt. You're not wrong. What's your favourite Muller yoghurt? I mean, it's obviously a corner.
It is a corner. What's the one? There's like the white chocolate.
Why don't they sponsor the advertising boards at the corner?
They should do, especially every time Germany play.
Come on, mate, you're having that for free.
Mate, every time Germany play, Muller should sponsor at least just the corners.
The 2 boards either side of a corner.
Get them all.
Come on.
Because then all you need for your marketing is one picture of Muller going in there to get the ball done.
Muller corner.
Muller corner, finished.
Muller corner. Ross says, corner with the chocolate balls is my favourite.
There's the one that's got I think it's the white chocolate with the strawberry yoghurt. I reckon that's up there. Strawberry shortcake, thank you. Over in the... You've got a face there as if you've not tried it.
Do you think I've not tried all the Muller yoghurts?
The other one, the banana one with the chocolate flakes. Good one.
That is the one.
It's sickly though, isn't it?
No, it's that or the strawberry one. The strawberries are just Old Faithful. It's nice, like plain yogurt.
Yogurt in there, just it's not a mully.
What colour is it?
It's a fage one. Fage one.
Oh, fuck off.
It's like a Greek yogurt, but not Greek yogurt. It's got a bit of honey with it as well.
Fuck off.
It's kind of good for you.
Just go and get the fucking chocolate banana flakes.
I know, yeah, but I had to have something healthy because I had a mixed kebab for my tea. So.
Is it even German yogurt?
It's not. That one's not. Muller is. I think Muller is.
SG says Muller's a mid-thinker.
A mid-thinker.
Nana with chocolate flakes, says John Hemingway. Banana easy. No, bananas the one.
We're into yogurts now. Is this where we're at?
Yeah.
Transfers Live has descended into
Yogurts
Live. What's your favourite yogurts, everybody? Get in the comments. Let us know.
Well, everyone can have an actual opinion on this.
Yeah, of course they can, because no one really has an opinion on football.
We should sign Ronaldo. Yeah, great.
Yeah, but let's not talk about that. I've lost the run, but I can see the next one over there. We're going to talk a little bit about Paul Pogba.
Koulibaly, where's he off?
He's just not going anywhere because he just realised that he's about 40 years old and he's going to cost you 90 million quid.
He wanted 100 mil last summer or something.
Napoli are a bit odd because I was watching Slovakia yesterday and Marek Hamšík is fucking mint still. Yeah. Watching him play.
Fully not roofed in either.
He's definitely not. But how did he spend 12 years?
You know he's got
Napoli?
a girlfriend with one of them straight fringes.
Does he?
I don't know, but definitely. And a face tattoo.
Probably. He's got that mad haircut.
Yeah, he's fully off his fucking rocker.
And he just never moved. So maybe Koulibaly is the same kind of thing where Napoli have been a bit awkward. Things just haven't worked out, and he ends up just staying there.
Jack Reaper says Guinness is my favourite yogurt.
Good choice.
Fucking no.
Good choice. Whilst you're sorting your face out, this has been in the key. Paul Pogba talked today about him playing for France and all this kind of stuff. And Vieira was talking before the game on ITV saying this is a different Paul Pogba. Maybe it's the lack of responsibility. He doesn't maybe put as much responsibility for Manchester United. But Paul Pogba's been talking about when we play in the 43 Diamond, I'm a little bit more in the transmission. I'm guessing that's transition in the construction, but I have a bit more freedom than in Manchester. Enter the box to make runs forward. He looks very good for France. Now, we mentioned this before. It's because of N'Golo Kante. And it's also, Rabiot isn't exactly a bombing forward player.
Look at the runners! Who's he got to play it to? Benzema, baller. Griezmann, baller. Mbappe, baller with rockets for feet.
You've also got decent centre-halves behind him.
Yeah.
Not bad.
So you don't need to think about defending half as much because you've got Varane going, stay high.
Yeah, he's got...
Kimpembe going, fuck off, or whatever the French equivalent is.
Yeah.
Get up there.
Yeah, and that's the kind of stuff.
Literally, the French 11 is sick.
It is, and it also is set up very well for Griezmann and Pogba. Because Griezmann hasn't done very well for Barca when the system is built for Lionel Messi. It's not built for Griezmann. But this system is built for Pogba and Griezmann to do what they want.
Griezmann look good though.
You've got Rabiot, who kind of does that bit of that defensive work, but can play a bit.
Kante
is fucking mint as well.
Kante is the real defensive screen and legs. Rabiot's kind of support and legs.
Yeah, he's like,
maybe
Kante
a
just goes,
Mazzala,
come back, I need some help.
Also, Mbappe, someone said, how fast was Mbappe though? Honestly, right? He was 6 inches offside and received the ball 15 yards clear. Why? Work that out. How did he do that?
I don't get it. I don't know why he has to be that far offside. Just stay on. He's offside too much for someone that fast.
Just start running from the halfway line. You'll still get it.
Just walk for a bit. You don't need to be that far ahead of him.
Fucking zoom.
He's so quick. When he ran past Hummels, when he was a long way onside, and he made about 5 yards on Hummels. Great tackle from Hummels, by the way, but that was ridiculous. That was...
Oh, when he overtook Hummels
That's you watching Sunday League football and go, he's fat and he's fast. That doesn't happen in professional football, but that happened tonight. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous how quick he is.
That was like a sprinter running past an old man for a bus.
There's always this... You always have this bit of a conversation. Do you think Marcus looks that good in the French league or against a Hummels or someone like that? Because you don't...
Well, they had a very high line, Germany.
Because they started pushing, because they were 1-0 down. But I think
Marcus doesn't play against that sort of space all the time.
Ever.
And I also think in the French league, he'd get similar sort of numbers.
And he'd also look... There'd be times more often when you go, wow, he's quick. Because he did it a couple of times in the league. He did it against City last year where he just ran past 14 people going, wow.
We made João Cancelo look like a dick, who had a mint season.
He certainly did. But Paul Pogba talking there. What are your thoughts on Paul Pogba? Is he going? What do you think he's going? Because it's a bit of an odd one where there's not really any rumours of anybody wanting
It's
him.
similar to Ronaldo. There's not really any rumours of where he could go. Loads of potential places he could go, but none of them have felt solid at all, really.
Yep.
Paris Saint-Germain are building a right team. It's a shame he got no fucking manager. The guy that sat just won the fucking Champions League. The guy that sat before him just won the fucking Europa League.
And they've got Poch.
Am I lying?
They've got Poch in, who fucked the French league. Couldn't even win that.
Guy come second in a one-horse race
He's
after
Lille.
previously coming third in a two-horse race.
Lille aren't that good. Lille are
It's a fucking Lille.
They've got a few good players, but not that good.
They ain't got Neymar, have they? No. Or fucking Mbop.
They've got Renato Sanchez and Angel Gomez, who they loaned out.
With Pogba, much like the Ronaldo situation, I can see United just fucking peeling cabbage off until he says yes. And him accepting it because no one else wants to pay him that.
No. Madrid
on top of a fee.
Madrid
I could really see Juve saying to him, sweet type, my prince, we'll get you next year. Because they love a free transfer. They love a free transfer like I love rum and pizza. Like, we're to the point where it's like unhealthy.
They do it so often. It's frustrating how many times they do it. Rabiot was one of them they got last time. Emre Can for a bit, free transfer.
RVP, weren't they?
Yeah. Did they get Everett on a free somehow, even though they signed a new deal?
Oh no, I think they paid 7 mil for him. Or maybe
it was next to nothing though, wasn't it? It was just mad, daft prices for players. They're very good at that. You're right. Maybe they do that again for Pogba.
Ask me about everyone we get offline and something remembered.
We'll talk about Everett. Stuff about Everett. I'll talk to everyone. In fact, I've got something to tell you about Everett as well.
All right.
Ha, see?
Go on then.
No, it's got to be kept quiet for now.
Well, I know about that thing.
All right. Okay. Well, there you go. That's all I know about Everett. So, yeah. Moving swiftly on. What else? Rumours this week of him going on loan to Real Madrid. And I had serious flashbacks of Chicharito going to Real Madrid, which was because it was a mad situation, that one. Anthony Martial going out the door. The Athletic are writing that he might be used as a swap deal for Harry Kane. I don't see that happening, do you?
No.
Do you see that happening?
No.
I really don't see that happening.
Because guess what? We're not getting Harry Kane. I think he might be coming to Manchester. I think he'll be wearing the pale blue.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't see Manchester United spending the 140 million or whatever it's going to be to get him this summer. I could see it if it's one of those. It needed to be a 1 year contract left. In Tottenham panicking a bit and United being at the right.
Case, is it?
It's not that case. He's at peak selling for loads.
And you've just re-signed Cavani. Now's not the time to blow your entire wad on a striker when you've still not had a right winger since the fucking noughties. So let's get a right winger.
Yeah.
We haven't had a right winger since Antonio Valencia's second season.
Yeah.
So let's get a right winger. Let's maybe look at defence, maybe look at midfield. You've sort of put a plaster over centre-forward situation at the moment. If you have got long-term ambitions over someone crazy like a Haaland or something like that, you can sit on it a little bit. He ain't going anywhere where he is. He's just scoring fucking tons and tons of goals. Cavani's good for another year.
Because I also
You've still got Greenwood on the up and up.
I also think the Haaland situation, he's not going to go this summer unless Chelsea go mad. Because Chelsea are the ones that kind of hovering.
They could definitely do that.
They could do it.
They might be the only team in the world that could do that at the moment.
I think at the moment, in terms of, because City have got the sights set on Kane, I think, and even then, I still think City are in that 65 million. Let's not go mad. Let's sign 4 players at that and sign in 1.
Did you know fucking the talk came out in the formerly great local newspaper, now on my blog. One of them fucking cheese dicks wrote, "Now is the time for City to start spending." What? Sorry, what?
I get frustrated watching
What?
this. I get annoyed when people say, "But they've done it. They've done better than United. They've been clever with their spending." No, they've not. What they can do is they just spend 65 million on 10 of them. That's what they've done.
Hey, it worked. Yeah, but the 3 other ones you got that no one else gets to get.
They were so clever with Ruben Diaz. Well, if they were clever with Diaz, what about Ake, Stones and fucking Laporte? Were they not clever with them?
Who else have they bought at centre half? They bought other centre halves.
I think that was it in Pep's time because they had Otamendi, they had Company.
I think he signed Otamendi, didn't he?
No,
Did he not?
Otamendi was beforehand.
But here's the thing, yeah. So
they
added that to Company was still a City player.
Yeah.
Otamendi was a City player.
Yes.
Mangala was a City player.
Yes, 30 million.
Or he might have been a.
No, he was definitely there. He was definitely no. He was.
So you had at least them. Then he went
£120
Stones and a Laporte and a...
left back.
Who the fuck? I mean, he bought a keeper and replaced him. He's had, I think, 26 or 34. It's one of those two. And I know they're quite far apart, but it's one of those two signings.
Yeah.
First choice, like, first team signings. To a team that won the league. To a team that already had Sterling, that already had De Bruyne, that already had fucking David Silva, that already had Yaya Toure, Aguero, Fernandinho, company.
A lot of players. This madness. The other thing is, everyone's saying, well, they get better deals than us. But the reason they can do that is because they've signed so many players, they can just walk away. The Harry Maguire thing is, Pep didn't want to spend that much. No, because what they could do is, they still had John Stones, Otamendi and company. They weren't panicked. United are in a position now. This is the thing about centre-halves this summer where we
Apparently Mangala's still on loan from City.
He's still there. We could be clever with centre-halves right now because for as much as it's an area that needs strengthening, definitely, if it doesn't happen, United go, okay, we'll play Lindelof Maguire. It's done all right. Yeah. Bailly's still there. He's good. We can deal with that. But
it's not like the right wing situation.
It's not like... It wasn't like the Harry Maguire situation where you go, we can't play Chris Smalling again. Don't play Chris Smalling again. There wasn't that situation.
You need 7 hours, 46 minutes of sleep to perform tomorrow.
There you go. Whoop. There you go. Telling you everything. But...
So look at your recovery.
Don't look at my recovery.
Have a look at your recovery.
It's fucking
Hang on, weren't you on the pitch yesterday?
No, day before.
That's how you get an 87% recovery.
Here's one, by the way. I figured something out. Caffeine. When I have a Monster in the day, my recovery's better. Fact. There you go. Fucking mint.
My phone's in there. I'm on four green days on the box.
4 green days. I'm not on 4 green days because I've had 2 drinking days in the middle of all that.
People,
so
everyone going, what the fuck are these?
Talking about a thing on your wrist that tells you you're not sleeping enough and you're drinking too much. It's great, really it is.
Because you don't know that when you wake up and go, oh.
No,
sometimes you want the visual evidence.
Visual evidence. Oh, that
I've had a 1% day.
That's what I had 3.5 hours sleep and was very, very drunk. So that's what happens when you get a 1% day. But going back to everything going on.
Someone mentioned a mixed kebab before. What is your interpretation of the mixed kebab?
Well, the one
apparently they asked for it in America and they went, what the fuck is that?
Well, I had one today. Joe Smith put me onto a lovely establishment and said this. And he was like getting a peri chicken wrap. And I was like, let's not do that. And I strolled through this mixed kebab. So he has a lamb shish kebab. There was some lamb tikka style bits as well. There was chicken kebab. There was doner meat. There was everything. It was fucking mint.
But that's not a kebab. That's a big fucking box of...
Well, it came with a naan bread to build my kebab, but I didn't do it. Mixed kebab to me is lamb chicken doner.
Oh.
Maybe not even doner, just lamb and chicken. Though.
Yeah, chicken tikka and lamb shish.
Yeah, and it's just maybe a different flavour of one or the other. That's where my thing is.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's what I'd have a mixed kebab.
But yeah, that's...
Belting.
That's the mixed kebab.
I've never had doner meat.
Never had doner meat? That's a lie.
100 mile an hour, true story.
Why not?
Janine fucking loves it.
Why have you not had doner meat?
Because look at it.
So?
Look at it.
Have you tried it? It's something that you'd really like.
Maybe too much.
Maybe that's one of the health decisions.
I'm just a finicker about it sometimes.
Yeah.
People, oh look, it's lamb. No, it ain't. I've seen lambs. They don't look like that. They're not grey.
Yeah. So anyway.
That's what the people are saying.
They're talking about B12 over caffeine now. But anyway, having a highly caffeinated drink in the day is better for me. So I'm going to keep doing that, even if people do judge me. The next story we've got, and this is the final story, Mr. Skate. This is the final story before we get really off topic and start talking utter nonsense. Keylor Navas has been linked to us. He's been linked, I think, everywhere.
Tom Merrill says it's time for an haircut. I had to dip last week.
Yeah.
I'm in tomorrow.
You've got one tomorrow. I've had one today. So. But we've been linked with Keylor Navas from PSG because why not? Because every few years this happens. But PSG have signed Donnarumma, which I think is a fantastic signing, by the way.
PSG could do a fucking madness this year. If they pick up Varane, Ronaldo and him.
It's good, that. What if they get Saul as well?
Oh, they could fuck right off if they get him. They could, though. They're in that sort of thing. And even Poch couldn't not win the fucking league with them.
I reckon he'd give it a good go, though. He would give
He'd give it a good go at fucking it up, like. But he's going to win the league, isn't he?
We've been linked with Keylor Navas. The goalkeeping situation at Manchester United is a bit odd. And it's weird because we've got 2 very good goalkeepers and people are panicking.
Do you know why they're panicking? It's because the last 12 months was meant to have been either a changing of the guard or a challenge and resist from De Gea. We've done 12 months and gone, I don't fucking know.
We are in that position. We don't really know.
Everyone really wanted to have an answer. Yeah, we've got two players here vying for it. When De Gea, had paternal leave for the birth of his kid, everyone was like, oh, great. If Solskjaer's played a blinder here,
he goes back to Spain.
Like that. Sorted. There you go. That's my first choice. Now, didn't fucking happen, and now it's like, yeah, I don't fucking know.
Because the thing is, the answer still could be neither of them. That is still a possibility. The answer is still, you don't know. And I think that's the situation Ollie's in, is where I think he still has that. I think Dean Henderson definitely believes all of his quotes and stuff that he keeps come out saying. He's pretty confident, that lad. Yeah, I'm going to be number one.
Goalkeepers are off the fucking tits.
He is off his head. But he's confident. I think that's maybe shone on Solskjaer a bit. I think he kind of sees there's definitely quality there in different areas. Maybe he thinks that the confidence will bring you through. I definitely think there's some aspects of him that improves Man United, and we've talked about it as well. As United play a higher line, as we don't like to challenge for the ball, or centre-halves don't tend to, it's always good to have a goalkeeper that just
goes, a big fucking nutty keeper that comes flying out of his box.
Yeah.
De Gea doesn't know how to do that.
You've also got the fact that De Gea is still very good. There's still games when you go, he was really good there. He has been very good, even towards the end of last season.
I thought over the majority of the season, maybe up until the paternal leave thing, he was just getting edged by Dino. And then for the last few weeks, who the fuck knows? At any given moment, it's different.
I think the tough situation with Ollie is, and I think that it's been a tough situation for United to put him in, is that he's on a daft contract. And you can't, in the same situation that Pogba's in, there's a couple of clubs in the world that can actually afford him. And unless De Gea...
we're not one of them.
And we're not one of them. But unless De Gea has that really deep down, I want to go back to Spain, I'm going to go and play for Villarreal and pay for a quarter of what I'm on. Or I'm going to go back to Atletico, but Oblak's there, so that's not going to happen.
So guess what? Not
Ter Stegen's at Barca.
He's the best
he's not going to happen.
In the world. He's not even in the Spain squad. That tells you everything you need to know.
He is in the Spain squad.
He's not starting for Spain.
Yeah, did he not start yesterday?
Nope.
Who started yesterday?
Someone else.
You sure?
Yeah. Watch the game. He's on the bench.
I thought it was De Gea started. It's not Kepa. It's definitely not Kepa. It's Easter.
Can't remember the guy's name.
But that thing with De Gea is that there's nowhere else he can really go. He's not. The thing is in Spain is Courtois, very good. You've then got Ter Stegen at Barca, very good. He ain't going anywhere. You've then got you've mentioned Oblak.
Where's it you go right? Madrid. De Gea's on supposedly $375 a week. It's not bad cash.
PSG, he's not going there. Donnarumma's just gone there.
Oh yeah. Would you like to sign De Gea? Yeah, David De Gea, Spanish lad. Yeah. Rob's Donuts, that's one. Yeah. Anyway, so he's on $350,000 a week.
Hello.
Yes,
Still there?
A week. No, not a month. Still there?
No.
Still there? You still there?
That's it. It's done. It's finished. There's no...
Even $100,000 a week's a bit meaty for everyone else in the world.
There's no other club in the
we
world.
Put fucking Dean Henderson on that. Paying $500,000 a week for a goalkeeper, don't even know which one's fucking starting.
It's mad. And that situation that we're in...
Sorry.
There's the hay fever. Madness. But that situation we're in now is you can't get rid of Henderson. You can't get rid of De Gea. You could get rid of Henderson. You could. You could find a club for him. There was talk of Chelsea last summer. That could definitely happen. And all that kind of stuff. There's a chance you could move Henderson on, but I don't think Ollie wants to do that. Because I've always said that De Gea could just go at the end of his contract and go, right, I'm going, lads. Good luck. Schmeichel did it. And we all went, Van der How?
Mark Bosnich.
And we panicked for a bit.
Do you know Fergie brought, or came to agreement with Van der Sar the day after Bosnich had been sorted? And Martin Edwards went, I've given him my word. I've shook hands on it. And that's how I do business.
That might have plugged that gap, you know.
Oh, really?
No, but that 2003...
So you didn't have fucking Tim Howard and Roy Carroll? No, really? And Barthez?
Oh, Barthez.
Straight in with Van der Sar. He'd have been there 10 fucking years.
He'd have been there longer. 13, 14 years he'd have done. But we didn't. We got Barthez and Bosnich. I like Raymond van der How.
I like this game. I like Van der Gaal.
And here's the problem now, is that we're in this kind of position now. We're not in the same position. We're not in that he could go. But if we sold Henderson, say, now and you leave De Gea till he runs his contract out, you could be in 2 years' time where you're panicking about a goalkeeper. We've got Henderson, he's good. Keep him. Maybe if you can move De Gea on, but like we said, where does he go? And we're now in this mad position where I'll just keep both of them and we'll rotate it.
Honestly, I really thought that was a question that was getting answered in the last 12 months. And I was prepared. 12 months is a perfectly legitimate amount of time to answer this question. But we didn't get the fucking answer. And now we're going into another season with this constant question, and it ain't good for Ollie.
Do you know what's also another thing that could make things even worse? Henderson being injured and going out for a bit, where he might not start next season. Because even if in the back of Ollie's mind going,
yeah, Henderson's my man, he's fucking injured.
He's now injured. Does he risk getting rid of De Gea now and going, I might not have Henderson for starting?
Where?
Even if we've magically figured out a way of putting him somewhere where we pay off, there's 3 million quid, De Gea, off you go yourself. Just leave, we'll give you that cash. That should cover you. Take a pay cut, that'll cover it all. Even if we've figured that out, that situation that Ollie's in now where Dean Henderson might not be fit for the start.
What's he even done anyway?
Hip problem. He's not trained, but
I've
it
got a
might
hip
be
problem.
fine.
It's probably not related.
It's not related in the slightest. But if you move him on, you're now in that position of you've not got Henderson, you've got Tom Eaton in goal, and Lee Grant, and you're worried. You are worried then, starting next season, because you don't want to be in that position where you've got two.
Tom Eaton's probably one of the best performances I've ever fucking seen at Old Trafford.
Ridiculous. So now we've got Lee Grant that season who had the best performance we've ever seen at Old Trafford. Then Tom Eaton did it 2 weeks later, didn't he?
You can't tell me our scouts are fucking top. Is it a United fan?
It must be. It's
They've
someone.
gone, oi, gives a keeper, and he went, who was in that when we played Stoke? Lee Grant, he's good. And they've gone,
Sits in case
right,
stand.
we'll get him then, yeah.
He sits in case stand going, fucking that keeper right down there. It's made all them saves. We'll have him.
And he was like, right, Lee Grant's going, need another keeper, and he's gone, oh, fuck. Who was that lad in that for Burnley?
Burnley, wasn't it?
Burnley. Hang on, let me Google that. Tom Eaton, get him.
We've had him before though. We'll bring him back. He's fine. He's 40 years old. He's all right now.
Who else? Need a right back. Was that kid called for Palace?
Yeah.
Do better, lads. Fucking hell.
If Howson was talking about him.
Get me a little Colombian gem that we've never heard of.
I know. Go and scout elsewhere other than playing at Old Trafford and doing all right.
Who the fuck is he? He's just scored 24 goals for Medellin FC in Colombia.
Why do we
Top.
Why are we not like Leicester? Leicester can just get these players and you go.
Because I think we have to have this. I actually do think United love the chase.
I think
Dicks.
Social media.
Because you know what would be
buzz.
so much better? You think you'd get a buzz? United almost won't get the retweets that they crave on Jadon Sancho when they signed him. Because everyone's fucking bored of it. Should have signed him 2 years ago. It's like when Pacquiao and Mayweather fought. Everyone was like, finally, rather than, oh my God, right? The best thing they could have done is, that's fucking Jadon Sancho, shut the fuck up, and everyone gone, ah! This is crazy.
Bit now. They've waited that long. He's not going to get number 7 shirt, because you ain't getting that off Cavani. Ronaldo could.
26.
He's not getting 11, because Greenwood's in that. You make him cry. Could take 9 off Martial, though, just to really annoy him, if he's definitely going.
Give Cavani 9.
That could be a thing that happens.
Should we wrap it up? Because my nose has started leaking.
Your nose is leaking. We've got all sorts coming up, though, aren't we? Tomorrow. You'll be back in the morning talking about more transfers and more news and stuff.
Listen, if you want to watch along, Friday on 5, Rio's joining us for a watch along on England, Scotland. And then we've got a very, 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 very special guest for Late Night Vibe.
I'm coming in just to sit about there.
Yeah, I think there'll be so many people I'll sweep up all the time, mate, as well.
I'm just here to sweep, so yeah.
Yeah, I hold the light. I'm here in case a light bulb goes out. I'm your fucking man.
But we've got all sorts coming up. We've got tomorrow night. You've got Steve tomorrow talking transfers in the morning and talking all sorts of stuff. You've then got Joe Smith and Adam McCullough coming in to do a late night show just like that. Don't know how he's got that, because even I didn't know before today. So you've got those two talking. We've got all sorts coming up. We've got more watch-alongs. You've seen the lads on Twitch today. If you've not already, go and check out the Twitch. We're doing more watch-alongs of the Euro stuff over on that there Twitch.
Joe don't wear pants either.
Joe don't wear pants.
I don't know if you knew that.
He does daft. They talk. It goes back a little bit to old Paddock when Joe's on Twitch at the minute. He's talking utter nonsense on there.
I walked in before briefly, and they just wanted to talk to me, so I left again.
Yeah, so they are talking utter nonsense, but it is a good show. So make sure you're heading over to Twitch, checking out that, follow it. If you also have Amazon Prime and you want to subscribe to that channel and give us a little bit of a boost over there, you can do that for free, absolutely free. If you've got Amazon Prime, link your Twitch up, sort that out. Merchandise as well, make sure you're checking that out. The store is currently under construction, but it is in the link. Click below, you can sort some stuff out. It will be coming up very, very shortly, where we've got loads of good stuff on there, really nice stuff. So make sure you're checking all that out. Are we all done? Is that all finished tonight?
I think I'm on the news in the morning.
He's on the news.
So tune in, you fucks.
Come and see Steve in the morning, where he'll be in a much better mood because he'll have had a good night's sleep and sorted his hay fever out.
As long as it's cooler now, I'm going to have to put the fan on. It's fucking double hot at night, and it's the worst time.
I've had a fan right in my face the last few nights. It's the only way you can sleep. It's no good.
There's something called a chili pad. You seen it?
No.
It's the bollocks.
What is it?
About 1,300 quid is what it is.
Have you seen the fan that goes under your covers?
Nah, fuck that noise. This is like a heater. So you can actually have, you and your missus, she can have it fucking red hot because she's a starved ass, because that's what chicks are like. And you can have it like fucking -2 on your side. Just
always -2. It should be cold.
You sleep better when it's cold.
It should be cold.
Factual.
Yeah, it is. It's what your body's built for it. But that's been that for tonight. That's been Stephen Howson. I've been Alex Bagley. Callum, wrap it there.